car prices are going up, fuel prices are going up, and loans are becoming dearer. Is this a good time to buy a car? Well, it's as good as it's going to be any time in the future. But yes, instead of closing your eyes and jumping headlong in this whirlpool, you should perhaps approach it with a carefully crafted strategy. Here's what we suggest you do. First up, you need to assess your needs. Will a smaller car do? Do you really need that boot? Are you going to use your car only for basic home office commute or put it to longer hauls on the highway? Once you put these questions to yourself and define your needs precisely, you'll be able to reach an optimal decision.
What one needs to do is try and downsize. You don't always need a big car, and today the small cars are also getting more and more efficient, more and more luxurious, more and more capable. I mean, we've even got power windows in a car like a Nano, which was unheard of. So I think really you don't have to compromise that much on your safety, comfort and general ease of driving if you downsize. Coming to cost of ownership, you've got the traditional strong players which are very strong. You've got Maruti, which has unbeatable cost of ownership. Really, their cars are, let's say, the cheapest to maintain in the long run. Combination of reliability and affordable spare parts prices, and you've got the others also. Hyundai as well is very strong, and now even Ford is also kind of making a strong effort to reduce cost of ownership. So I think all these factors need to be considered when you're looking at your next car.
After you've done your research, you need to walk into the showroom and select a car. Remember, regardless of what the dealers tell you, you should always negotiate for a cash discount, however small. If that doesn't work, push him to throw in some freebies at least.
There's always room for negotiation. That goes without saying. Now it's more the norm that you manage to get something off, whether it's your insurance, you get some discount on that, or you get some accessories thrown in, or some freebie or the other. But there are certain cars with a long waiting list, like the Etios or the Swift Desire, where clearly it's going to be difficult to negotiate it. Purely because the demand is so high. So it's all about supply and demand. The cars which are selling very well with long waiting lists, hard to get a discount on them. For those which are off the shelf, you can really push hard. I think the other thing to do is also to buy a car in its run out phase. If you don't mind having a slightly older generation model, you can really get some sweet deals on those cars.
Now for the financing of your purchase bid. Check out as many banks as possible and locate the best available deal. If you're salaried, take a loan for as small an amount as possible. Also, with interest rates going up, experts say it makes sense to go for a fixed rate loan. And while you insure your car, do remember to insure your loan as well.
I think the key to finding a good rate on car loan is to first decide the amount of loan that you need and the period for which you need the loan. And then you ask for quotes. Make clear to everybody that any discount on the car, if at all, now discounts have more or less disappeared from cars, but if at all there are any discounts, you expect that to be adjusted against your 1 lakh down payment. So I think that is to make sure that the finance providers don't confuse you by not giving you the discount and artificially reducing the EMIs.
Last but not the least, fuel prices. In Delhi, for example, since April 2010, prices have shot up by almost 11 rupees per litre, which for an average commuter means an additional expenditure of 400 to 600 rupees every month. So, what can you do? Plan your trips better, carpool as often as possible, and drive smart.
Single most effective way to save cost and save stress and save time is fundamentally to beat the rush hour. Now it's easier to do in the morning. I think if you do that, honestly the amount of fuel you can save is just mind-boggling, purely because you're just not spending so much time idling and crawling in traffic, which really burns fuel. So I think that is step number one. Try and beat the rush hour. Generally drive with a light foot. Make sure your tire pressures are optimum. Can be slightly on the higher side if you want efficiency, but it will deteriorate the ride. So these are small things which you can do to kind of try and make sure that you squeeze that last millimeter of fuel out.
So there you go. Difficult times call for not necessarily difficult, but perhaps smarter measures. Don't postpone that buying decision anymore. As for the industry, where these factors are now being looked at as serious impediments to growth, notwithstanding positive buyer sentiment, it's hoping to hear some good news on the 28th of February.